For pretty much all of history, construction has been about muscle, machinery, and raw materials. But right now, there's a quiet revolution happening on job sites all over the world. We're seeing this massive shift from just concrete and steel to data and intelligence. And it's completely changing how we design, build, and manage the world around us.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to dig into the really tough challenges that have been holding the construction industry back for decades. Then, we'll meet the game-changing tech that's here to fix it, cyber-physical systems. We'll break down exactly how they work, see them in action, and then wrap up with the hurdles and the pretty exciting future ahead.
All right, so first things first, why does construction even need this high-tech overhaul? Well, it turns out the industry has been dealing with some really deep, long-standing problems for a long time.
Just let that sink in for a second. While pretty much every other major industry, think manufacturing, agriculture, has just leaped forward in productivity thanks to technology, construction has been, it's been kind of stuck for over 70 years.
And if you want to know why, this picture right here says it all. It is a tangled mess of problems. You've got bad communication between teams, last-minute design changes that just throw a wrench in everything, scheduling mistakes, materials not showing up on time. Every single one of these little threads leads to rework, and rework means wasted time, wasted money, and massive cost overruns.
Okay, so if those are the problems, what in the world is the solution? Well, the answer might just lie in something called cyber-physical systems, or CPS. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like giving the entire construction site a digital brain and a nervous system.
So, what does that actually mean? At its heart, a CPS is all about building a bridge between the digital world, the blueprints and computer models, and the physical world of actual bricks and mortar. It creates this amazing network where everything from tools to materials to drones can all talk to each other and back to the main plan.
And this isn't just some other new gadget. No way. This is the absolute engine that's driving the next industrial revolution for building, what a lot of people are calling Construction 4.0. All that other cool stuff, robotics, 3D printing, drones, it's all either powered by or is a type of CPS. It's the heart of the whole thing.
So how does this bridge between the digital and physical worlds actually work? It really all comes down to a constant two-way conversation.
What's really fascinating here is that this isn't a one-way street. It's a continuous feedback loop. The physical job site is constantly sending real-time data to the digital model. And in return, that digital model is sending instructions and alerts right back to the physical site. It's a living, breathing connection.
Let's break that down. The physical to cyber direction is all about collecting information. Think of sensors on machines, laser scanners, and cameras as the project's eyes and ears, feeding a live picture into the digital model. Then the cyber to physical path is about taking action. The model crunches all that data and sends out commands to robots, or maybe it pings a worker's tablet with an important alert.
And this just breaks it down perfectly into 4 layers. It all kicks off with sensing, the site's eyes and ears, using things like RFID tags and cameras. That info then zips through the communication network, which is like the digital nervous system. From there, it hits the processing layer, the brain, where cloud computing and AI figure out what it all means. And finally, you have the actuation layer, which acts as the hands, doing things in the real world through robots or alerts. It's a full circle, from seeing to doing.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like when the rubber meets the road on a real construction site? Let's check out some real-world examples where this tech is already making a huge impact.
We'll start with one of the most complicated and critical parts of any big build, putting up the structural steel frame. If you make a mistake here, it can be absolutely catastrophic and unbelievably expensive to fix.
So here's the bottom line. The old way? You're relying on paper plans and human eyeballs, where it is super easy to install a steel beam in the wrong order. With the CPS, every single beam gets an RFID tag. The system already knows the exact build sequence from the digital model. So if a crane operator tries to lift the wrong beam, bam! The system sends an immediate alert, stopping the mistake before it can even happen. It's a total shift from being reactive to being proactive.
And this whole idea of digital coordination, it applies to literally everything else on the project. For example, CPS can manage the site layout, making sure materials are exactly where they need to be when they need to be there.
No more wasted time searching for stuff. It can even do things like monitor a worker's posture to prevent injuries, or perfectly coordinate the tangled mess of installing lights and HVAC systems. It's all about making sure teams aren't tripping over each other.
Now, as revolutionary as this is, let's be real. The switch to Construction 4.0 isn't going to happen overnight. There are some pretty big hurdles that the industry has to figure out how to clear first. For starters, the upfront cost for all the sensors, software, and robots can be really high. Then there's the tech headache of getting different systems from different companies to actually talk to each other. You also have to train your workforce in totally new digital skills. And of course, as these sites get more connected, cybersecurity becomes a huge deal. And on top of all that, you've just got a natural resistance to change in an industry that's done things a certain way for a very, very long time.
Getting over these barriers is going to be tough, for sure. But the potential payoff? It's a construction industry that's safer, more productive, and way more efficient than we've ever seen. It really leaves us with this one big question about the future of how we build. Are we moving away from an age of brute force and into an age where our world is built first and foremost with smart data?